Hello everybody and welcome to Coastal Experts. Today we're talking about your air conditioning and heating needs, and of course we've called on our coastal experts from McCall's HVAC. And joining me now is building analyst Bryant Dunn once again to answer all of our questions. And I love the topic that we're talking about today, Bryant. We're talking about air sealing your home. And I'm sorry, but you're going to have to tell me exactly what that means. What does it mean to air seal your home?
Well, everybody's heard of insulation, but the building science now is about air sealing because air moves right through lots of our insulations. So with modern technology and spray foams, we're sealing homes up much more effectively than in the past.
Well, why is that so important? And is it possible to completely seal your home?
Never 100%, not like a submarine or an airplane, but we got a lot more control than we do over, say, a house that was built in the 70s, which I might compare to a log cabin or a tent. I like to move people from that tent or log cabin to more of the airplane or submarine where we have that control.
What about signs that your home is not properly sealed? I mean, what are some of the things that you start to see?
Boy, you heat the home up and it immediately gets cold again, or you cool the home down and it immediately gets hot again. That's a sign that air is actually moving through the home. Dust is another sign, and these are symptoms and what we call on us to get to the root cause.
So these are things that if it pops up, that's a big red flag that something's going on and your home is not sealed properly.
Dust in the home, like I said, the system running for a little bit and then shutting off and coming right back on, what we call short cycling. Those are indicative signs of a home that needs some air sealing.
Okay, so now that we know that this is an important issue, you have to keep your home sealed, there have to be specific ways to do this. So what are some ways that we can seal off our home?
Well, there are targeted ways where we can use diagnostic tools and go and find where the home leaks using a tool called the blower door. And then there's the all-encompassing spray foam, where a large rig comes in there and spray foam encapsulates the entire attic. So there are multiple methods of doing it, and they're all good. You just want to make sure they're done right.
Now, I've heard over a period of time, and of course we live in a humid area, and of course moisture can sometimes be a problem. How can you tell if you're having some moisture issues in the home? Can you give us some examples?
I can. Molds and mildews. I mean, just like up north, they would air seal the home against cold. Down here, we're sealing it up against the moisture. And every home in Savannah has mold and mildew somewhere in the home because warm air gets to cold surfaces and creates this condensation. So molds and mildews are our biggest sign, mustiness, stale areas. People think they want to ventilate these areas, but a lot of time ventilation actually brings in more humidity. So we want to seal it up, get it tight, and then ventilate it right.
Well, and with moisture, and you mentioned molds and mildews, I mean, we know how much, that can present a lot of problems for homes, but it also can present a lot of problems with your health as well. So
yes, it can. As a building analyst, we look at the durability of the home, the safetiness of the home, and controlling these factors. So once we seal that home up, or even in an unsealed home, we oftentimes recommend an air purification device, a whole house air purification. And this was kind of snake oil 20 years ago, but the technology has gotten so much better. There are really some products out there that would be the equivalent of wiping down every surface with hydrogen peroxide, where we put these ions in the air and they coat our surfaces, clean our surfaces, protecting us from viruses, bacteria, molds, mildews, pet odors, and all these things. They'll take it out of the air and clean that air up as clean as it can be.
What about insulation? Will insulation help?
Insulation does help, but it's kind of like the windbreaker in the sweater. The windbreaker is your moisture barrier, and then you have all that insulation under that windbreaker. So you want to seal it up at the boundary of the home and then insulate it once it's sealed. So they work in conjunction and should be continuous and contiguous. Sorry, that's the building analyst in me, but that's how it should be done.
Okay, so let's say we've seen some red flags and we've gone through and we've sealed our home. Everything's properly done. What are some additional air quality components that we should think about?
Well, circulation of outside air and cleaning the air and filtration. These are the three areas that we want to treat. We call it filtration and dilution. So in these structures now, the newer structures and even some renovated structures are much more airtight, similar to being in a cooler or a freezer or a submarine. So we're diluting with a little bit of outside air. We don't want to overdo that because we'd get too much moisture in the home in the summer. We want to filter that air and we want to clean that air.
Such great information, but not only great, important as well. And if you have any questions regarding air sealing your home, all you have to do is call on our coastal experts at McCall's HVAC. Bryant, thanks for joining us. It's always great to see you.
Well, it's been great being here. Thank you, Natalie.
Again, if you have any questions for any of our coastal experts, all you have to do is go to our webpage. You'll find that at wsav.com.